When Disney Dreamlight Valley came out a few months ago, I made a lengthy video talking about how fun it was and how it quickly became one of my favorite games of the year. I've accumulated over 50 hours of gameplay into it. Now, for some people, this may not seem like a lot. In fact, the average League of Legends player probably scoffed in disappointment looking at that number. But for me, especially nowadays when my time is stretched with me making these videos and going to work, 50 hours on a game says a lot of what I think about it. There hasn't been a week since its release that I haven't gone with booting up the game at least once. And as you can imagine, I'm pretty far into the storyline and caught up on all the DLCs that have been released. But let me dial it back a little bit because, when I talk about a game that I'm passionate about, I tend to overstep a few details. Many of you probably don't even know what this game is about. Basically, Dreamlight Valley is Disney's latest attempt at creating a live game service after having a pretty bad history of creating not the best titles in the past. I mean, you had Disney Infinity, which was a pretty popular title around its time, but once the novelty of buying plastic statues to play a game ran out, the game was lost to the Shadow Realm. So with Dreamlight Valley, you're basically tasked with recruiting all of your favorite Disney characters back to the town after a catastrophe called the Forgetting, which disperses all of the characters into random places. You go on random quests to help them remember, and honestly bro, the story is mid. I don't play this game for the storyline. I play for the city building aspect of the game and the sort of Stardew Valley type gameplay you get when you have all the Disney characters in your town. It's a really chill game to play after a long day of work, and it doesn't require too much effort to enjoy. And that's really the general consensus among the players of the game, as not much bad was said about the game for most of its lifespan so far. The game came out in beta in September 6th of 2022, and it's still in beta as of right now. So the game hasn't reached its full release yet, but it's been receiving regular updates, adding new content and features to the game, with the most recent update only just a few days ago. And while we got new content and quests that we were obviously expecting, we also got something else controversial for the first time in Dreamlight Valley: microtransactions. That's right, the word that even strikes fear in some of the most hardcore gamers' hearts. Microtransactions have been added to the game. Now, to be clear, I'm not against microtransactions as long as they're, controlled. I feel that for games, they should be only used for cosmetic purposes, to which thankfully, the Dreamlight Valley microtransactions are only for using money to obtain Moonstone, a premium currency in the game that allows you to buy cosmetic items. But the issue is, Dreamlight Valley is a game that revolves around cosmetic gameplay. Like designing a city, decorating your house, creating clothing. That's the ultimate goal of the game. And to top it all off, the Moonstone prices aren't really what players had in mind, as these prices would bring a hefty hit to your bank account if you wanted to stay on top of all of the cosmetic items available to purchase with Moonstone. Players have gone on to Reddit to express the betrayal felt for Disney charging these prices and how they hope that the prices are revised in the future, creating really the first toxic interaction between the fans and developers of the game. Now, you probably want to know where I stand on this decision, with this game being probably one of my favorites in a long time. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. In the first month when I played the game without microtransactions, I was kind of hoping that they added it. I like this game so much that I was willing to go out of my way to pay extra money on the game. Now, of course, these prices are a little bit intimidating, I will say that, especially if you want to buy everything that you could with Moonstones. But me personally, there's only like one or two things that I want out of like the 4 available items to purchase, so I don't mind buying a little bit of Moonstone. It doesn't really affect the gameplay all that much anyway. You can still very much earn Moonstone even though, it's very little, but again, these are only cosmetic items. Now, if these prices were to go up in the future and, they take the EA route and make the game solely based on buying Moonstones, then yeah, we have a problem there. But as long as they keep it how it is with the minimum microtransactions, man, I'm cool. I'ma play this game every day still. So for the time being, let's just hope that they keep it as is, because, you know, we don't want to see this game fall victim to another company being money hungry for the game. Because there's no doubt that Disney Dreamlight is amazing on its own. So what do you guys think about the added microtransactions, man? Feel free to leave a comment down below. And as always, if you like on the video, subscribe. If you're interested, check out the Patreon. And I'm gonna see y'all.